Okay, Bill G in Connecticut. This is your RCI 2970N8. Getting started on it. I'm disconnecting the amplifier and getting ready to pull this board out. And clean off the old heatsink compound. I need to get it out to get these old transistors off. The ones that come with it, need to get them off the board. And the best way for me to do it is to take it out and use a heat gun to heat up the runs, and the transistors will just fall off the board pretty much. So makes it easier to do anyway, because with them sitting on that heat sink there, you can't hardly heat up that ground pin. So let me get this out, and more to come. Okay, I almost forgot to show you the Toshibas, but there they are. 4 2879 red dots. I'm getting ready to change out the power cable now. Got the other one all made up and ready to go in. So more to come. Okay, got the 4 AWG cable in there, all soldered up. There's your what is this, 120 amp power pole. Oh damn, I forgot to put heat shrink on there. Okay, I'll have to pop that out, put the heat shrink on. Okay, getting ready to hook it back up to the radio and test it out. Yeah, more to come. Okay, Bill, got your CP1 installed. Got the Lescom upgrades installed, all except for the filter. I'm getting ready to take the shield off and replace the filter inside there. Got the clarifier mod done. Let's see, already changed out the transistors in the amp to the Toshibas, and continuing on, more to come. Okay, got the shield off. I'm getting ready to take this little guy right here out and replace him with a tighter filter. Okay, there's the new 15 kilohertz wide filter, FL2. I'm getting ready to put the shield back on it now. Okay, Bill, got the switches installed in the back there, got them all labeled. Okay, and there's your SP1A. What I did was take the original cable, cut the ends off of it, shorten the cables from the SP1A, and soldered those together. Put the heat shrink over them to cover them up, so now it just plugs in to this. Make it easy to disconnect and troubleshoot. You got your Ranger noise filter installed, got the high cut filter installed. I'm getting ready to start putting it back together. I've already showed you the filter I replaced in there. I showed you your SP1A. There's the Lescom enhancements, well, part of them. Now I'm getting ready to set the bias on the finals. I've got a jig set up so that I can set up the bias on those without the amplifier being connected to the radio. Okay, all right, more to come. Okay, here are the high-speed fans. I've got to make the connection on the top. I'm going to solder them to the pins. Instead of using these plugs, these are your old ones. You can see this. I don't know if they use glue or something on there, but it kind of looks to me like they got hot. So anyway, I'm going to solder the connection on there. I don't know. Some kind of got pinched or something. Anyway, there's your old ones, there's the new ones. These are the high-speed fans. Okay, I had to take your amp board out, so you only had to pay the what do you call it? What did I call that? The new amp board. I just you just did the new outboard thing, but it's not really a new outboard. I just had to take the old one out to clean the heatsink compound out from underneath it and take those transistors off. It's a little easier to get them out with the outboard out. I can use a heat gun then to get them off. Now when I say heat gun, I'm talking about a surface mount component heating unit that heats up the solder good enough for a surface mount part to fall off, to come off real easy, and it works extremely well for these transistors. Once you get the board out, if it's still connected to the heat sink, then you just about can't get it out. But if it's out of the board, I mean out of the heat, if it's out of this damn thing, I'll get it right here in a minute, then you can heat up the runs and stuff around it good enough to where that the transistor will just fall out, which I like that. That way you don't mess up any runs. Okay, more to come. Okay, that's how I did the fans. Got them soldered to the post with heat shrink over top of them. Shorten the wires, got rid of all the extra wire, except for just a little bit in case we need to move the board. But there it is. Then your 4AWG cable, hot ground. Got the clamp cut and put back in place. Coax connector, all that stuff. Okay. Alright. The bad thing about having to heat this up, get it so hot back here, see what it does to that connector? That heat gets into that thing, it doesn't matter what I do, because you have to get so damn close to it. But, I mean, it works. It just looks bad. I may start trying to take that out until after I get the power cable soldered in and then put it back in place. Yeah, I might start doing that in the future. Okay. Anyway, well, I think we're about ready. We're done with the amp. I mean, there's your new 2879s, red dots. Got the new fans wired up, etc., etc. Okay, more to come. Okay, Bill, I sent you an email about the auxiliary fan, and you said, yeah, go ahead and add it. So I just added the 5th switch and the DC power jack. Mute that scanner for a minute. What I did was pull the power cable up from the board there, soldered it to the supply pin on the switch, and I took another piece of cable and went from the supply pin on the switch back down to the board. Okay, so and what I did for ground, I went straight to the shield around the audio transformer and over to the DC power jack. Okay, so just remember, with the switches down, everything is off. Okay, the radio's upside down now, so we flip this over and look. You can see everything is off. Alright, this connector here is for the fan, will be for the fan. Alright, it's a good thing these Rangers don't have a whole bunch of crap over here. We actually got room to mount switches. Okay, now you notice I got everything lined up here. Okay, all except for that DC power jack, and the reason for that is that I wanted to get away from these audio connectors. I wanted to give a little space between it and the audio connector, because I have to get in there with a socket to tighten it up. You know, with it being down that low, it was going to be real hard. It was difficult to do it anyway. But got it done, got it tightened up, got some Loctite on it. And I'm getting ready to dab a little Loctite on all of these to keep them from backing out. But I wanted to test them first before I put Loctite on them. Okay. Alright, more to come. Okay, Bill, final video. The unlabeled switch is for the fan. It's the one right next to this power connector. I wanted to show you that. Got all the other switches labeled. Amp, Ranger noise filter, high cut, and SP1. Okay. Right underneath there is your fan. You can see it's pretty good size. Let me flip that rascal on. Starts out slow, picks up speed. If it was my radio, I'd leave it on all the time if I could stand the noise. Just let it come on and off when you cut power to the radio on and off. And you see, it keeps running when you cut the radio off. It won't stop running until you kill the power going to this, or unless you hit this switch. And that's so that after you've been talking on the amp for a while and you cut the radio off, you still want it to cool down. Okay? So it's wired directly to the 12-volt junction back there, coming into the radio. Okay? And you won't forget to cut it off. I mean, not as much noise as that thing makes. Alright, there it is. Here's your fan. You can see I got the flat washer, lock washer, and the nylon lock nut on there. The Nylock, I think is what they call them. There it is. That sucker moves some air, boy. Well, just listen. Look. See how far away it is? So it's moving some air. Okay. You can unplug it. Although, if you ever need to replace the fan, you can just unplug it back here and replace it. Center conductor is hot. Okay, that's your 12-volt lead right there. It's the center. All right, plug it right back into this. It's a good tight fit, so it ain't gonna fall out. All right. Okay, Bill. Sure hope you enjoy your new radio. It's my pleasure to build it for you. 7-3, everybody.